So from THIRUNELVELLI to now trending DJ. Hello and welcome.
Okay.
Computer science in Loyola and chose DJ as your career path.
Being in a guys college and so Rotaract seemed to be all the entertainment part, right? So cultural. To be honest, அப்படிதான் அந்த ஒரு angle தான் வந்து convince பண்ணியே join பண்ணோம். So that's when I started giving my CDs and I started asking them to play those songs. That is how I started DJing.
DJing started there.
I was the one who created the first website for District Rotaract in Chennai. For my growth as well, like Rotaract helped a lot. So a lot of things I was able to experiment in Rotaract. So Solomon, Prasanna,
nice.
And even Brito I met through Rotaract.
And why the name ZEN?
I started doing IPL as a VJ in 2019.
You, Sparrow, and then Brito. It's all in one frame. Trust me, all Rotaractors felt a pride in their heart seeing that.
My biggest inspiration in Rotaract was Sujit. How Rotaract can change your life, career, and how you can make use of Rotaract.
So one thing with him is he'll get very awkward once you give him a compliment, guys. Hello everyone and welcome back to another fresh episode of this podcast. This podcast series is going to be new. Previous episode we spoke to our governor Saruna sir and known about his journey. But this episode, in this series, we are going to talk to our very own Rotaractors, know how their career journey has been like and how Rotaract has probably inspired and been a part of their journey. Well, today, talking about cricket aprin yochale, people think of Tale for sure, but the stadium, the vibe, and when I was talking to my friend recently, avanga ketta or kelvi dhaan seri ella edathukku poi cricket paakromla, tell me 3 reasons why you would want to watch a cricket in the Chepauk stadium. They'd be like, bro, CSK match, duh. But more than that, for the vibe of how the cricket goes, for the vibe of the stadium, and this is coming from someone, trust me, who is not so much of a cricket fan. So avangale poi கஷ்டப்பட்டு பிளாக்ல கூட டிக்கெட் வாங்கிட்டு போய் பார்க்குறாங்க அப்படின்னா it is completely for the vibe and someone who's contributed to that vibe so much in 2023 as well as in 2024 is our very own VDJ ZEN a.k.a. Sir, thank you so much for joining. I'm so happy, Anna, that you've joined us here. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. So today when everyone talks to you, I think the first thing that they talk to you about is IPL, CSK, you're the official DJ that is so mass and all those things. What we want to know and learn today from you is, இது வந்து ஒரு நைட்ல நடக்கல. There must have been years of hard work that would have gone behind it, right? So we want to know about that career. We also want to know how you pursued computer science in Loyola and chose DJ as your career path. So all of this is going to be a part of this podcast today. So from THIRUNELVELLI to now, our very own trending DJ. Hello and welcome.
Okay.
So starting with first, tell us about where did you study, how did it happen, when did you come to Chennai?
So I did my schooling in THIRUNELVELLI. Until 12th standard I was there, and I moved to Chennai for my college studies, and I joined Bachelor of Computer, Basic Computer Science in Loyola. So I was interested in music right from my school days. So back then we did not have access to music much, because especially when I was in THIRUNELVELI. So my cousin used to get me recorded cassettes from Chennai. He used to come there for every quarterly annual holidays there. His grandparents live in my town. So whenever he comes there to visit them, he gets cassettes, all the recorded latest hits of English music and stuff. So that's how the interest in music started initially. And I also started collecting music. What I used to do is I used to have a tape recorder, and back then it was like channel V, MTV and everything. So correct. Whenever the music goes on there, like I close the doors, turn off the fan and everything, put my tape recorder right next to the TV speaker and start recording the music. So that's how I started collecting my music back then, because we did not have access. Even the music stores, we used to get film music and stuff, but then never all these albums. That is how my music collection started during my school days. Then I moved to Chennai for my college studies, Loyola, and
அப்போ யாராச்சும் உங்ககிட்ட வந்து சொல்லிருந்தாங்கன்னா இந்த மியூசிக் கலெக்ஷன் வைக்கிற ஒரு நாள் today everyone is going to groove to your music அப்படினு சொல்லும்போது was that a dream?
So initially the music collection just for my own listening. So when I joined Loyola, so we used to have a browsing center right in front of the college, Sybase. So there used to be a computer exclusively for me. Music kept downloading. So munadi we had something called Livewire, which is a P2P
Yeah, the Google la poi and the MP3 website la poi
Yeah,
you
so
have to
we'll have to
download the
download,
songs.
right?
But trust me, I think the pleasure of downloading each and every song on the website la poi adukaprom download yarach panntaanga bluetooth la and the song transfer panni vaangradhu, the pleasure of getting that was greater than a Spotify touch button today.
True. So we had to like pay to pay. So half the times until on the track open you can't be sure that's actually an MP3 track or is it some kind of virus. So we download that. Adukapram then started burning on CDs. So I started collecting a lot of these kind of CD collection even before the whole concept of DJing came into my mind. So that is when Rotaract came into the picture. So so I joined Rotaract during my college days, being in a guys college, and so Rotaract seemed to be all the entertainment part, right? So cultural. So that's when you meet like.
And Rotaract Club of La Solave Vana. Even today, I think it's one of the most.
So to be honest, அப்படிதா அந்த ஒரு angle தான் வந்து convince பண்ணியே join பண்ணோம். So
okay.
So we had all those events and stuff. So that's when. So they used to have somebody to handle the music during Rotaract events. So the music, whatever they played, I wasn't happy with it, and then I wanted to like give them my music. So in the track, in the CD, in the track play pannunga idu. That is how it's actually started. So whoever that they came like na kodutha CDs when they played, and the response from the crowd like, hey, this song is really nice. So
you're telling and then நம்ம guest வரும்போது அந்த protocol இருக்குல guest வரும்போது ஒரு
play
party
பண்றது, and then see even during the lunch break and stuff we generally play some random music, right? So that's when I started giving my CDs and I started asking them to play those songs. Since I was part of a Rotaract, they were listening to, okay, they said, okay, fine. So this is how it actually started. And then whenever they started taking a break, and so they'll be like, okay, anyway, he's the one who's giving music, like, okay, be here, this is how you have to play. So that is how somebody like, it's all basically a DJ console is nothing but a dual CD player. So you have the same play, pause and everything, right? So they're like, okay, these are the two decks, and it's like you play a song here, you open the fader, the music. This is how it started. The Rotaract event. So, and at one point we thought, okay, you don't have to bring.
Maybe remember in the event la first and the console.
I don't. It's a long time ago.
This was somewhere about 2000.
Yeah, 2003-4 on the timeline.
Very long ago.
Very long, almost 20 years back.
Yeah.
After a point, idukappuram we don't need somebody coming and handling it. I said, I'll take care of it. That is how I started DJing.
DJing started there.
Yeah, in Rotaract. So.
But was it like a thing? Appo DJing, was it?
Yeah, see, we never had that tag also, to be honest. Right? Okay, I'll play the music. That is how it is. Like, see, we never thought, okay, I'm a DJ, I'm standing there and playing the music, and like it was like, okay, we play some good songs. Crowd all enjoy பண்றாங்க, and then that is how it like initially it started like some one CD with some 10 songs. These are the new 10 songs, and then okay, we had a longer time. Okay, I have to bring more new numbers. I have to burn more CDs. That is how like I started building collection exclusively for event. Every event okay, in the event, okay, let's play all these numbers. Because see, right now it's so easy to select a song from your laptop and play it, right? Back munadi we'll have to carry so many CDs, and each CDs you can hardly have about 15-16 songs. This was before MP3. Audio CDs is what most of these players support. MP3s was not supported.
Right.
So one CD can have from only 15-16 songs. Yeah. Now you have like a one pen drive which can hold thousands of songs. So initially I had to carry like so many CD cases. Back then, so you will know, okay, in the case this page and in the CD in the song. And now even you will not remember which folder did you download the music. You go and search it. Back then, okay, if somebody asks a request, okay, I know, okay, this song is that in that particular CD, you know, and that is this particular, okay, 10 songs is that.
And the paper OTT,
but again, you cannot go through all the pages to know all this, right? So you will have to know which CD, which case, which page it is and everything.
So along with your own career, you've also seen like technology grow you've seen, correct?
Yeah, so like I said, when I started listening to music, it was cassettes. So and then so I was collecting music in cassettes and then CDs
and then CDs and then pen drives.
Now it's like now all the DJ consoles have Spotify inbuilt now. You just have to connect it to the Wi-Fi and then you can directly play music from Spotify. I'm talking about a professional DJ console. It has an inbuilt Spotify player now. So yeah, it's a long journey.
இது அப்போவே கொடுத்துருக்கலாம், எவ்வளோ வேலை மிச்சமாக இருக்கும். பட் I'd still say இப்போ சொன்ன மாதிரி தான் அதில் ஒரு ஃபன் இருந்துச்சு.
Definitely. So you've seen best of both worldsங்கிற மாதிரி தான்.
So that happened and then Loyola College and you got introduced to playing music, which also now is called DJing. And then, how did your Rotaract journey go by? Did you continue in Rotaract after college?
During this days in Loyola, it was just for fun, to be honest. I mean, I wasn't very serious about doing things in Rotaract. So I was part of Rotaract club in Loyola, and we used to go for all these projects. It's like college Rotaract team. They'll say, okay, we have a project, we want so many people to attend. We go there, attend there, and come back. That's how it started. And then, so I started getting a little more interested in all the projects that was Rotaract, the district was doing, and so I started affiliating myself with the district Rotaract Council. So since I was a computer science student, I was more interested in all the tech stuff. So our district did not have a website back then.
Okay.
So I joined Rotaract in the district level, and then I thought, okay, why don't we start a website? So the first website, I was the one who created the first website for district Rotaract in Chennai. So we started a portfolio like a web development team, and then so I was heading the team. So for quite a first few years, I was heading the web dev. So every year, it doesn't matter who becomes the DRR, I'll be handling the website part.
Right.
So and then so this was before the whole concept of website was very popular. So now it is like easily accessible to everyone. Back then, having a website was like such a privilege. Like okay, even if it is a business or anything, okay, oh, you have a website. So it was like that. That is how my Rotaract journey started. So as a web development person, and then eventually, since I was also interested in all the music and entertainment part, eventually it changed into an entertainment committee.
Okay.
So they started, okay, so I was heading the entertainment. So I was taking care of all
under the club service.
Yeah, correct, exactly.
Okay.
All the district events, whatever that got to do with music and stuff, I was handling all that part.
Okay.
So even the tech requirement and everything, I was handling that. And even for the entertainment part, my Rotaract journey was this. Actually, this is how it started. Yeah, pretty much that's about it. And then parallelly, for my growth as well, like Rotaract helped a lot, because a lot of things I was able to experiment in Rotaract in terms of the music, the DJing part. So see, even now, any events, any corporate events, or anywhere you go, you have a mixed audience of people, right? So people listen to different kind of music, people from different parts of the country, and so Rotaract pretty much had the same kind of mix, right?
Yeah.
Students from different college, and then even people who listen to different kind of music, people travel from different part of the world, and they still study in some college here. When you actually cater to that particular audience, avangaloda response every year, when you see that, pretty much you can replicate that in the world outside. So events. So something, if it is successful, I know for a fact it can work in the main events as well, right? So that is how a lot of my experiments happen. So even for some new music you play there, and okay, the song people are responding well, so this will work.
Yeah.
Otherwise also. Right?
You know, I think it was Brito who once told that Rotaract is the only platform where even if you make a mistake, they're not going to abandon you. So you're allowed to make mistakes here. So it's a beautiful opportunity that 100%. I would say.
So not everybody gets a platform like that. That was a huge platform to experiment, and then you had the liberty to try anything. And even if you fail, like you said, nobody's going to okay, last time is seriya pola, let's not have it. No, like because you are still part of the family, right? So you get that advantage and you get that privilege to experiment in the platform. So when I started DJing, this is where it started. And a lot of my friends, my initial days, apart from my college mates, is all Rotaract friends I have. Okay. The whole circle was, and even till now.
Are you still in touch with them?
Very much. So
can you name
almost like Solomon, Prasanna.
Oh, nice.
And even Brito I met through Rotaract, and Ashwin. There's like David. So there's a huge list of people. And even I met Sujit.
All of them are like the proper OG Rotaractors.
So I first met Sujit through Rotaract, right? So that was an interesting story. So the very first year when I joined Rotaract, we had a MDC, multi-district convention in Salem, I think. I was from Loyola, and then hardly like very few people from Loyola was part of that particular thing. Apart from our classmates, we hardly have interaction with the other departments. So even those Rotaractors who came for the convention, I did not know them much.
Okay.
So I was on my own world. So I was more into photography. So I was taking a lot of photos of the events.
Okay.
And then by the end of the day, I generally go get it printed. And by the dinner time, I'll have the album with me in my hand.
Oh, nice.
Back then it was a huge thing.
Or did you also sell them?
No. I was taking pictures of the event.
Would have been a good business.
So okay. So until then, all the district Rotaractors, they noticed, okay, திடீர்னு event photos la இப்படி same night. See, you take days and weeks to get photos of any event, right? So there was a studio right next to that convention center. So I went and told them like I take a lot of pictures and I want to get it printed immediately. They said okay. So close to about 6-7 albums I printed for in those 3-4 days. This is how like I got introduced to Rotaract. And the very next year, I made my payment for the district convention to somebody in the college, but unfortunately it was not registered in the district level. So I convinced few of my friends. We all were there in Central Station. I think it was in Vizag the next year thing. I think Rotaract or MDC, I'm not sure. So anga poi station la wait panni name list verify panna. All my friends' names were there except mine. Literally, I convinced them all. Like it was the last time I went to Salem. It was fun. We all should go and attend this conference. And we didn't know what to do because the train and then there was no tickets. And that's when Sujit came. He saw me. He's like, "Needana last year and the photos la edutha." I said, "Yeah." What happened? I said, I paid to somebody. I think somehow they missed out the name. And there was one guy who did not attend, who paid for the
and did not attend,
and he was not there.
Okay.
So Sujit was like, okay, this particular person didn't come. You can come on the
Super.
ticket. That was literally that was. See, if I did not make it to that conference that day, I don't think I would have actually participated actively in Rotaract. So since Sujit was like, "Nee, on the last time photos la edutha." So he remembered that. So that is how it actually started my Rotaract.
And it's also fascinating how like kuti moments can help you in like so many big ways in the future. And I've noticed this so much in Rotaract. யாச்சும் ஒருத்தவங்க அந்த இனிஷியேட்டிவ் எடுத்து if you're even a part of like let's say the hospitality or the planning or something or the other, somehow you definitely learn because உங்களுக்கு நாளைக்கு ஒரு ஈவென்ட் வரும்போது definitely you become like good event managers.
True.
So that's what Saravanan said, who's our governor for the upcoming year. அவரும் தான் சொன்னார், he's like Rotaractors and Rotarians எது பண்ணாங்களோ இல்லையோ in career wise they can be very good event managers because they get that overall experience. And second thing is the network. True. Right? A very good network that you can build in this platform. Pivoting our conversation, you told us about your Rotaract journey. This DJ you told it started with Rotaract, but how did it catch fire? Seri adla eppadi and the passion vandhudu? How did you decide that okay, let's move forward with this, maybe let's make it as a career and see?
So again, Rotaract played a role there because see, I was doing it for fun, but at the end of the day, if you want to take something seriously, no matter how serious you are about your passion is, if it doesn't pay you,
true, very true,
you cannot take that as a serious profession.
Absolutely.
So fortunately, like you said, a lot of Rotaractors can be successful event managers because that is on the 2005-06. That is when this whole event management concept started growing.
Right.
I'm talking about the industry wise. Right. Until then you did not, the whole concept of event management wasn't there much. So this whole event concept started blooming and there's a lot of Rotaractors became event managers. So Jebi John, so Jebi, Sai, Prasanna, they all together, they started a company called PSMJ.
Correct.
Right, and then there are a few more Rotaract, Sundar Babu, PDR, he started his own event. So a lot of event companies started coming up during that time, and a lot of these guys, they know me like what I do. So they started giving me opportunities in their events. So that is when I started making money through DJing. So back then it was like very little amount, but still, so when you end up spending
what
like.
What was your first paycheck like?
I don't remember exactly, but it was around some 1,000-1,500 for a normal event. My very first New Year was for a residency hotel. There's a restaurant called Chin Chin.
Okay.
That was my first New Year. I think 2005 was my first New Year gig. I think I was paid some 10,000 rupees for one night. That was a huge money back then.
20 years back, 10,000, huge amount.
Huge money. That's just for a night, right? So Rotaract, so all these guys have started event management companies. So I started getting a lot of opportunities even before. See, I did not even have to pitch into different people, and so I wasn't really very serious about taking this as a full-time job or like focusing. So when I get an opportunity, I thought, okay, I'll do it. And fortunately, I was getting continuous opportunity through these guys, and thanks to Rotaract. So when I started making enough money, I thought, okay, why not take this a little more seriously and start focusing on it. So that is when I decided, okay, let's do this.
Okay. So it started professionally, it started off with all these corporate events.
Yeah, so all these years I was never into...
I think until 2 years back, it was all about corporate events?
Yeah, correct. See, again, right from the beginning, I was, see, when you talk about DJing, any DJ, it's about which club do you used to play. I completely skipped that part. Okay. I was never a resident DJ properly in any of the clubs. I was there as a resident DJ for about 2 months in Zara. Earlier it was known as Zara, now it's like Sera. That was the only club I was a resident DJ for 2 months. Other than that, I was never a resident DJ in any of the clubs because I was always focused only in the events part. All these sports events and everything started recently. But before then, before all these things, it was all about corporate events and pretty much that, private gigs and corporate events, and very rarely I do guest nights in clubs. The sports events and everything, this concept of having a DJ started becoming a big thing recently only. Before that, you never had like, even though IPL had DJs right from the beginning, but it was just another element in the whole thing. It was not given that much importance.
Right.
And people weren't really bothered about music in any sports event.
2 interesting questions. First one, why the name Zen?
Okay. So, as you know, actual name is Senthil, right? So, when I started DJing, so you want to give it like, it's more like a brand name you give it for yourself to uniquely identify yourself. So Senthil, I started writing at ZENDAL, Zendil.
Oh, nice.
So, a lot of my old Rotaract certificates and everything, all those mementos, everything says, I still have a lot of them. It still says Zendil.
Okay.
ZENDAL, that's how it is, right? Okay. And after a point, I thought, okay, let's stick to just Zen. So I used to read a lot of books. So, and the whole Osho books I've read. So all about the concept of Zen and
Zen mode.
So I felt like, okay, the word Zen had a lot of power. So, and even one of a brand consultant, when I met him for an event or anything, he told me like, see, the only reason I searched online for DJs, and then the reason I picked is for your name. Because I know that the word has a lot of power, right? So
correct.
I thought, okay, why not just use DJ Zen?
Correct.
So
explain the meaning of the word for our users. What does Zen mean to you?
It's more like a state of mind, and I mean, I don't want to get too technical and stuff, but
it also symbolize like calmness, or focus, calmness, like of thing.
That's when I thought, okay, I should have a logo related to that, and my logo is made of yin yang, the silhouette of my face, and I made it like that.
Right. ஒரு வந்து எல்லா ஈவென்ட்டும் பண்ணும்போது ஒரு ஸ்டோரி இருக்கும் கண்டிப்பா. அதுல ஏதாச்சும் ஒரு சொதப்பல் நடக்கும், லாஸ்ட் மினிட் வந்து ஏதாச்சும் சாங் ரிக்வெஸ்ட் கொடுத்திருப்பாங்க. But what has been the one event that you'd always remember corporate side?
See, to be honest, there's a lot of events, so I don't really have anything specific in mind like that. So see, each event has its own some memorable stuff, right? On the particular moment, you will remember like right from the request and to the way the people torture us literally. You have a lot of like good and bad memories attached to every event. So see, there are clients, they're like, there's one team of Amazon. I played for them for like 12-13 years continuously. Every year, their annual, the whole team had changed, but then continuously. So certain clients, you have like such a long relationship.
Is huge.
Yeah. So, and I remember when they started, the team was like 2008 or something, and I played for them up until the COVID part. So they had every year we had their events, and initially that team was about some 100 people, and then the last event when I did that, they had about 2,000 plus. Certain events has, there are certain clients attached to that, and then Infosys also, I've been doing it since 2009. Until now, we have a lot of events.
Wow.
So there are clients who are very memorable, and you connect with them so much. And then there are certain events when people come and, but yeah, it's all part of the thing.
Right. Since we are in the middle of the conversation now, how did you get the opportunity to get into sports? What was it first? First, was it Pro Kabaddi, or first was it the IPL?
IPL is the first one. So I started as since apart from DJing, I also do a visual jockeying part.
Yeah.
That are tech related with LEDs and everything. So I started doing IPL as a VJ in 2019.
Okay.
So I was handling the visuals for the stadium. So that's how I entered into the whole sports. See, I've done sports event, but it's all different kind of things. Even Rotaract had a lot of sport activities. So, but on a larger scale, in a sport like IPL, 2019 is when I actually got into it. So I did visuals.
Just before the COVID hit.
Just before the COVID. And then what happened is, so I was more into the whole tech part, like I said.
Okay.
And during the COVID time, it was all virtual events, right? So I was handling a lot of all these, even for IPL CSK things. I was doing the virtual, all their virtual interaction part. The matches did not happen here, and then people are in Dubai, right? So all these brands had their the sponsor brand. They had their meet and greet with their employees or their dealers and so with the players. So all that happened virtually. So I was doing the whole tech support for that. So there's an agency called Showspace. They were handling most of the events. So I was doing the complete tech support for them.
Okay.
And that's how I kept in touch with the brand CSK and also the agency.
Okay.
And so by then, once all the COVID thing got over, and then CSK was back to Shea Park. And so these guys, they know I also do DJing. So they said, will you be interested in taking up the DJing part?
Destiny aligned.
So I said, yeah, why not? So I have a team of VJs, and my team is, they're also from Rotaract.
Got it.
Right? So Anbu, Sparrow, D.
Yeah.
So he also does visuals. So I thought, okay, I'll give the visuals part to him, so that he can take over that and I can do the DJing, because one person cannot do both. So I brought him. So again, thanks to Rotaract. So brought him into the picture.
I can see,
right?
literally,
So,
yeah.
And so he started handling the visuals, and I started DJing.
Got it.
So that's how the sports thing started. And after IPL, then I had the World Cup opportunity.
Right,
we had,
23.
and that was definitely big, because especially when a World Cup happens in India and you get to be a part of that, that was huge. And then Pro Kabaddi, so that's how it started.
Correct.
And this season, so then there was opening for MCs, and I was like, we wanted to anchor, so I thought, okay, Brito. So I thought, okay, and those guys, the agency already know him, and I also suggested his name, and so I was so glad. So
you know that photo, sorry to interrupt, of you, Sparrow, and then Brito, it's all in one frame. Trust me, all Rotaractors felt a pride in their heart seeing that.
See, I myself felt so happy about the whole thing, because I was waiting to post the picture. Okay, 3 of us. So we had like 2 more people part of the team, but then 3 of us taking a picture together on a stage like this. You know, it was just because I always will have a gratitude towards Rotaract as a movement, you know, because that is where it all started. And these 2 guys, I know them through Rotaract, and so that was a special moment.
As soon as we all saw it on our Instagram post, and then it was circulated on some WhatsApp groups, to all the people who are joining now, we call them Green Rotaractors, right? Even for all of them, it was such an inspiring moment. So how do you feel being the icon of inspiration for Rotaract?
So see, we all had back then, my biggest inspiration in Rotaract was Sujit. So I would have easily attended more than 10 sessions of Green Rotaractor sessions of Sujit.
Oh, wow.
So every year I think during assembly we used to have that Green Rotaractor session, and Sujit was the only one who always addressed the main session, right? So always be there in the first row, literally, right? So the way he tells how Rotaract can change your life, career, and how you can make use of Rotaract, and and you can take so much from Rotaract, and you can also give back to Rotaract, and so yeah.
Okay. So talking about the IPL and circling back to it, is it a little pressurizing to be on that spot, that okay, everyone's eyes are going to be on you, ears are going to be on you, and you have to now play the right song? Your intuition has to hit right, Anga, correct?
Correct.
So that the vibe matches, and when the players are walking in, especially when Thala is walking in, and you being such a big Thala fan yourself, is it a little pressurizing?
Yeah, it's definitely much pressurizing than the normal events. Like, see, every event we have our own pressure. So even if it's going to be 10 people dancing on the floor, or like some 10,000 people dancing on the floor, you got to play the right song, and you got to keep the momentum going on, right? And when it is something like this here, see, a lot of times there are so many songs we plan and we prepare in advance. Okay, this particular moment we'll play this particular moment, but we don't get to play that all. And because the moment has to suit, so the match, how it is going, and we have to play the right song at the right moment. The same song will not work at a different moment, right? So the moment has to suit, and then you have to play that particular right number at that time. There is always a pressure, until you get a response from the crowd, you can't be 100% sure whether the number worked or not.
Correct.
Right? So there are times okay, if I play this is going to be definitely hit, people going to respond to it, but then most of the time you can't be 100% sure, especially when you're trying to play some old number.
Right.
You can't be sure whether the crowd going to relate to that or not. You'll not know. See, so many times what happens is in the stadium you get about 40 to 50% of the crowd that comes repeatedly comes for all the matches, 50-60% in fact. So you cannot keep playing the same
repeating
song.
the same songs, makes sense.
Right? In the first match itself, you cannot play all the hits immediately because you still have so many matches. People are going to keep coming. Okay, every time it's going to be the same playlist. You can't do that. So you will have to plan not just for the match, but for the entire season. Right? Okay, the first match I'll stick to these numbers. Because we generally play entry song for each and every player, right? So okay, so we literally think about 5-6 songs for that particular player for the entire season, and try not to repeat these numbers during the match, so that song will be played only during that entry.
I must tell you, this is what makes you stand out, right? Like before this, I'm sure everyone's doing a great job, but this thought process of thinking from the audience perspective to make sure that they enjoy, to go in such depths that 50% crowd is going to be repetitive, they shouldn't be bored of it. So avanga vara purpose edu cricket paakadana varanga, but even to make sure that this little element called music adds to the vibe of the stadium and people take back that experience. Trust me, I think you've done it very successfully in 23 and 24. So thank you so much for that. But hats off to your efforts. Seriously.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so one thing with him is he'll get very awkward once you give him a compliment, guys. He does not know how to react. But that shows the humbleness in you. Seriously. I saw your interviews. And then even there you were like, okay, thank you. But that shows the humbleness in you. Seriously. So this DJing happened, fantabulous journey. Any such experience like that? Did someone come back to you, tell you or message you on Instagram? அவங்களுக்கு அது பண்ணணும்னு அவசியம் இல்லை, பட் தேடி வந்து உங்களை கண்டுபிடிச்சிட்டு மெசேஜ் பண்ணிட்டு ப்ரோ செம்ம எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் ப்ரோ, தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச் ஃபார் தட், சம்திங் லைக் தட்?
See, that generally happens. See, before the social media era, it's very, very difficult for the people to reach out to you something. So personal life, if you know somebody, they'll probably tell you, okay, this was good, this was, I wasn't happy with this part, something, all those feedback, it always comes. Social media time.
But that is more from the client side, and the mari not from the audience perspective.
No, see, a lot of events, right? Once you say thank you and you close it, people still come to the console, right? And so that actually, that's what. So see, for me, it's always, especially corporate events and stuff, the last 10-15 minutes matters a lot. Like in a movie also, right? You go for any movie, doesn't matter how amazing the first half is, but the climax, if you're not happy, you will not have a good opinion about the movie.
Right.
But even if the movie is like little draggy throughout, but the last 15-20 minutes, if the movie is really good, when you walk out, it's like, it was a good movie. Similarly, even on a dance floor, like private events and stuff, it doesn't matter whether you play for 1 hour or 3 hours. So the last 15-20 minutes is what gives the people, that when we say, okay, thank you, this is the last song for the night, only they should be okay. I want more.
Yeah.
Okay, abba mudinjiruchu pola and the feel they shouldn't have, right? So when you finish, when you say thank you, people actually come to the console and it's like, we had an amazing time, thank you so much. That actually, more than the client's feedback, this is what matters. And most of the time the client will be standing right there, right? When people, especially, see, for them, they want the crowd to have a good time. Absolutely. And when they come to the console and say thank you and all that, it actually makes a lot of difference.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's what I was saying. So those feedbacks are the ones that keep us going.
Definitely. So and sometimes, when they see, especially song requests also, right? So there are so many times since you might be like, okay, this might not work here in the song, but when somebody comes and asks a request, right? Especially certain requests, I personally, I always make sure, like, depends upon the person who is coming and asking for a request. In every party, there will be 1 or 2 people who make sure there are some 10-15 people are dancing around him or her.
Right.
So they initiate the whole moment. If that person is asking for a request, you have to play it for them.
Got it.
And there are people who will be like standing in the corner of the dance floor and they'll be like, they'll not dance, but they'll come and ask a question, can you play this song, can you play that song? And you know for a fact that cannot work.
That cannot work, okay.
So you always take you have to see who is asking for the song and what kind of request and whether it'll, so you, out of using your own experience, you have to think, okay, whether this is going to work or not.
Makes sense. We've covered the feedbacks part as well and what keeps you going. If there is one word of wisdom or there's one advice that you'd like to give to the upcoming Rotaractors, right? What is it that you'd like to give them?
First thing, no matter what they are focusing in terms of, their passion or, the studies comes first, right? So, you cannot give up on this, compromise on your college education for your passion.
Right.
So again, like I said, if your passion pays, it's very good.
Okay.
But so that's one reason. If you actually focus on your studies and if you have a strong support in terms of your career, your passion you can always take a chance. It doesn't matter even whether you are not able to do it now. Also, you can always do it after 5 years, 10 years. Right.
Correct.
So and again, if you want to make a career out of your passion, then you need to work towards that. And it doesn't really happen overnight, and I'm sure everybody will face challenges when you wanna change your career to a certain things, and you will have a lot of difficulties in the initial days. But then how you overcome all those challenges and take it forward.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I said, even if you want to completely focus on your passion as your long-term career thing, the education, your degree and all these things equally important. And because see, we all are passionate about certain things, and we give our 100% also, but not necessarily it's gonna work for everybody. Right. So you always need to have a fallback option, a safety net, and only your studies can give you that.
Correct.
So
correct. It's one of the best opportunity platforms for one to utilize. Like at least experiment pani parunga. Workout aachna okay,
exactly.
avanala okay. There is no regret that you haven't even experimented appdin sollte.
True, very true. Right. And see, Rotaract, since you have a lot of people here, so that's the whole advantage with this. Right. So you have like anything you want to experiment here, you have that. You have different kind of people, right? I mean, so it's easy to test something. If you want to test something, like I said, as a DJ, I was able to test the music and stuff. Right. So
discover pannadhi angada.
True, very true.
So one segment that we do is the rapid fire in our podcast. Okay. So nama coffee with DD, coffee with Karan Mari, allavukku spicy irukadu, but just a fun segment to know you better. Okay. So favorite travel destination?
Spain, Barcelona.
Favorite sports?
Cricket.
Favorite cricket player?
Sachin and Dhoni.
Favorite song? நிறைய இருக்கு சார். எத்தனை பேரை சாங் வைப் பண்ண வைக்கிறாங்க. உங்களுக்கு ஒரு ஃபேவரட் பாட்டுன்னு கேட்டா?
Drops of Jupiter Train. That's one of my all-time favorite. Yeah.
Okay. It's actually a very beautiful song. And if you had to pick a favorite actor?
Favorite actor, Rajni.
All time. Your comfort food?
Breakfast is going to be dosa and coffee.
Okay.
And biryani. Any day, anytime.
Okay. Chennai, if you had to pick one favorite spot where you can go eat anytime, what's your favorite food spot?
Kora Food Street, right next to my house. So every time I finish my event, I get everything there. So
right. If you could have a superpower, okay, like let's say, would you rather be invisible or would you rather like to time travel? What would it be? And why?
I would definitely pick time travel.
Why?
When you compare to invisibility, I would pick time travel. But but I've seen enough science fiction movies not to fiddle around with your past. So, like watching a movie, I'll probably travel back in time,
like
relive
that.
certain memories and come back and without
like
fiddling it.
Like that. You watch more of Tamil movies or more of English movies?
I watch all movies. So now that you have a Netflix and all these OTTs, so some movies will always run when I'm at home.
Right.
And so it depends upon, So I'm a huge comic fan, so huge Marvel fan. I have a lot of collectibles and things. I do cosplays and stuff.
If you had to pick one activity as your chill zone, right? Chill பண்ணும்போது I would do this. What would that be?
Sleep.
Sir, that's the answer, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, I was expecting like maybe YouTube or like OTT.
So sometimes it's like sleep is the thing you miss out most of the time, especially when you continuously travel, work and stuff.
Yeah. Out of all the experiences that you've had, DJing, VDJing and everything, one moment that you are very proud of. நம்மளுக்கே சொல்லிப்போம்ல நான் ஜெயிச்சிட்டேன் மாறா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு இது பண்ணிட்டேன் நான் ஜெயிச்சிட்டேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு.
So see, in our career, one of the biggest break was this IPL thing. So I've been doing DJing for a long time, right? So there are a lot of people who attended my parties and my client, they know. But this IPL gave a whole different break in my career, reaching out to people. So the thing is, the biggest moment with this whole IPL thing is like when my parents tell me like, okay, our relatives told, they saw this video. So that like, for the first time, my dad came for the match on ground, for the IPL finals. He had never watched any match. He's a huge cricket fan. Okay. That's how I started watching cricket.
Right.
And our neighbor in my native, so he came to Chennai to watch a match.
Okay.
Him and his father. And they were there in the ground in one of the CSK matches, and they saw the whole vibe in the ground. And he went and spoke to my dad about it, like, you have to watch it in the ground when I'm there. And so my dad told me about that, and then I thought, okay, somehow I have to make him come here, and then we brought him for the finals. So these are the moments that actually, make you feel happy when your parents are proud of you.
Yeah, 100% agreed. Yeah, I think with that we come to an end of the conversation. It was beautiful knowing your journey, and this what majorly I as a host wanted to know is that how did he decide to do it? What were the challenges that he faced, and the thought could eppadi vanduchu, like, because now you're talking like it's almost 15-20 years back. And so it was amazing knowing all of that. How was your experience of the podcast?
It's a pleasure sharing all these things. I mean, I'm not a interview person, so very rarely I used to do that. And I get to share a lot of things which I had never shared before. So
Right. I'm glad you had a good time too. And thank you so much for taking out time and joining us today. And special thanks to all the viewers as well. I really hope you take back something from this, and if at all we are able to change even one of your thought process, please don't give up. And if you are very passionate about something, work towards it, and no better platform than Rotaract, right? So stay tuned. We are coming with such more powerful episodes for you. So stay tuned to our podcast channel. Thank you so much. See you soon.